If you ever think an organization is too big to fail, think again. About a week ago, Spirit Airlines wiped out of existence. Now, what happened? What caused this? And what could they have done to prevent scenario of disaster? The key point is how focusing on one strategy led to their downfall. Before answering the question, we got to understand what made Spirit Spirit. When it came time for travelers to book their fares, they realized something. Spirit was offering $95, $100, $85 for their fares compared to $200, $300 elsewhere. That's a steal. And that's how they were able to hook them initially. For the longest point, that was their main bread and butter. Another advantage is the fact that they only utilized one single aircraft, the Airbus family. So it allowed their personnel, pilots, and mechanical crew not to think too much outside the box, because every single time when a Spirit aircraft was coming in, they already had a manual how to operate this aircraft. So it allows flexibility and simplicity. Now, last but not least, Spirit Airlines only served travel leisure destinations. They were heavily focused around the Florida region, Miami, Jacksonville, and Orlando. So it allows frequent travelers to come to these destinations, enjoy their time, enjoy their meager vacation that they have, and spend some time, enjoy life. In an ideal world, that would be it. Spirit would be racking up profits and perpetuating that cycle forever and ever, and live happily ever after. Well, that would be in an ideal world, but unfortunately, within the business model, there were small cracks that executives overlooked for quite some time, and it came biting them later down the line. Spirit Airlines, they heavily focused on price and nothing else. When it came time for travelers to buy their initial fares, they expected little to cheap baggage, free food selection, and little to no price for seat swapping. But unfortunately, that's how they got them. And that omission led to customers feeling ripped off. Now, since it was the cheapest option available, customers still kept coming in, but it diluted the brand image, and they kept attracting the worst of the worst passengers ever. The most ratchet, belligerent, drunk passengers ever.
I'm gonna need you back. I need that racist. We're not doing that racist today.
There's a common saying, cheap products attract many customers. And in this case, they just fell victim to it. But hey, since the profit was good, it's a small price to pay for success. It's not like the social economic conditions are playing in their favor as well. With unemployment rising, cost of living rising as well, and social safety net being gutted down the drain, it puts their targeted customer base in a very particular situations where they might pass on going to Florida every single year, putting them in a very tough spot. With the geopolitical situation going on in Iran, it put the situation from dangerous to impossible. And on May 2nd,
Spirit Airlines is going out of business. The airline said early this morning that it has begun shutting down operations. It's also canceled all upcoming flights.
Just a few hours ago, Spirit Airlines was running its regularly scheduled flights, but the airline shut down.
They had to pull the plug. And doing this move put employees and travelers at risk, as they did not know what to do.
Their jobs terminated without any notice, and now they want answers.
We lost a family, and I think that we're all just kind of feeling numb.
It wasn't like, oh, we have a week, oh, you have a day. No, it was immediate.
Employees found themselves jobless overnight and stranded in different cities across the US and even in different countries. And travelers that traveled with Spirit found themselves stuck at their destinations, and the initial travelers that booked with them had to find other alternatives for their vacation. So essentially, it was a shit show.
And I want to show you what it looks like now. You see up in the board here, it tells you all of these flights that were scheduled for today to arrive here have been canceled.
It's kind of a dicey situation because you're talking about an airline that had major cash flow issues, obviously at the heart of what has happened here overnight. So if you don't get a refund from Spirit if you don't have any luck. We are suggesting right now that if you pay with a credit card, go ahead and request a chargeback with that credit card.
The sad truth about this whole situation is the fact Spirit Airlines washed their hands like pilots, turned their backs, not my problem anymore. And they left their ex-employees, ex-customer base wondering with questions and concerns, what am I going to do?
Basically, it just felt like a breakup. It felt like me being in a relationship and my boyfriend was cheating on me, and basically I was the only one that didn't know about it.
And this is why it's very crucial to have a good offboarding strategy that Spirit Airlines failed to do. They pulled their plug too fast, and it turned this whole situation into a shit show. So this is what Spirit should have done previously leading up to this crucial moment. Assess the situation and be like, you know what? We can't do this anymore as it's really impractical to continuing burning money, and give enough time for their employees and customers to pivot. Their employees, that comes with giving them tools and places where they can work moving on forward. Travelers that booked with them, partnering up with other airlines that can take their fares, and Spirit Airlines, they pay pennies on the dollars for the fares booked. Additionally, work with government programs with work training, income support, etc. That will play a crucial role in retaining their reputation and brand image and provide assistance in everyone involved in this situation. We're going to look at strategies Spirit Airlines could have implemented way before this whole catastrophic situation. Previously, we looked at the whole business model and we understood their main competitive advantage was cost leadership strategy and operational effectiveness, meaning finding the lowest prices as possible and rinse and repeat. For the longest time, they were ranking up hella profit, but over time, the cracks were adding up and it was unsustainable. And the single reason why it was, they had no other competitive advantages surrounding this strategy. And it plays a really key role in maintaining long-term presence. So, since Spirit Airlines failed to act, this is what they should have implemented that I believe would have kept them even longer. First is fidelity points. For every time you book, you get a certain amount of points, and that could be used for other perks as well. And when you have like very valuable perks, customers keep coming back in. Second advantage I'd say is memberships like Costco or Uber One. For a certain price range per month, you get discounted fares, you get other advantages, other discounts for accommodation, leisure activities, hotels, food. And when customers feel like this is a nice deal, they just keep coming back in. And last but not least, I'd say reduce the amount of aircrafts and increase the quality so you maintain this valuable, this intrigue brand. With reducing the quality, you have less overhead, and it allows Spirit to focus on increasing the quality on top of the other strategies that could be implemented. And I believe by doing those moves will strengthen supply chain resilience and increase brand value. Long term, I believe Spirit Airlines should subside and have one parent company own Spirit, and on the other company, they open up another subsidiary, and that other subsidiary is a niched out business travel airline, and they mainly serve middle class business travelers traveling in mid-sized cities such as Austin, Cincinnati, San Diego, all those cities where there is a lot of people but there's not too many competition. And the other company, Spirit, they keep doing what they do with the previous strategy I just mentioned. It will be kind of similar to the whole Facebook Meta situation, where in 2021 Facebook subsided and became Meta, and Meta, that parent company, now owns Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and other companies as well. So in conclusion, we learned focusing on one strategy while neglecting other surrounding areas often lead to situations of demise. And Spirit Airlines was not spared after all. Even despite being a pioneer in the airline industry, they were wiped out of existence and people are going about their business. This is why I highly believe that it is crucial to stay on top of your game. By doing so and continuing improving, you will stay on top for long. Without further ado, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace!